Night to a mass shooting and the 250th shooting in our country this year happening in Dayton. When is enough enough?
The mayor of Dayton, Ohio, speaking today in the wake of a mass shooting in her city overnight that killed 9 people before police fatally shot the attacker. The massacre coming just 13 hours after a gunman killed 20 people at a Walmart in El Paso, Texas, before surrendering to authorities. Dayton's mayor referring to numbers from the nonprofit Gun Violence Archive, which defines a mass shooting as any incident in which at least 4 people were shot, not including the shooter. As of today, the 216th day of the year, there have been more than 250 mass shootings.
These senseless acts of violence that occur have been happening any place. And I don't mean to scare people, but frankly, I mean, we're at a situation now in our country that you're really, these are so random. There's no place that, you could say, oh, I just don't want to ever go anywhere.
The tragedy sparking renewed debate once again over gun control in the U.S. from Democratic presidential candidates like former El Paso Congressman Beto O'Rourke, who's accusing Donald Trump of stoking racial tensions.
President Trump bears responsibility in part for what happened in El Paso, Texas yesterday.
Authorities in Texas are investigating the shooting there as a case of domestic terrorism and a potential hate crime. It's believed the shooter, a white 21-year-old man, posted a 4-page racist, anti-immigrant online statement before the rampage in the heavily Hispanic border city.
You see a president who, in his first speech as a candidate for the highest office in the land, described Mexican immigrants as rapists and criminals, has been warning about the threats of caravans and asylum seekers who he's described as animals and an infestation. The president's language, his rhetoric, has produced the kinds of hate crimes that we saw.
Acting White House Chief of Staff Mick Mulvaney pushing back on ABC's This Week.
This is a serious problem. There's no question about it. But they are sick, sick people. And the president knows that. So, again, John, I don't think it's fair to try and lay this at the feet of the president. There are people in this country this morning thinking that President Trump was happy by this. That's a sad, sad state of this nation. He's angry. He's upset. He wants it to stop.
No public statement from Trump in the immediate aftermath of the attacks, except for tweets posting in part, the shooting in El Paso, Texas was not only tragic, it was an act of cowardice and a hateful act. Then later praising law enforcement and adding, God bless the people of El Paso, Texas. God bless the people of Dayton, Ohio. Then late this afternoon, Trump speaking out.
Hate has no place in our country, but this is also a mental illness problem. If you look at both of these cases, this is mental illness. These are really people that are very, very seriously mentally ill.
I want to leave you with scenes from Washington, D.C. overnight.
Not one more! Not one more!
Members of the gun control group Moms Demand Action, who were already in Washington for an annual conference, marched in the wake of the El Paso shooting. The march coming hours before the attack in Dayton.